Hey, I'm Eric, I'm the Explorer.
I'm Phil, I'm the Folklorist.
And together we are setting out across the Empire State to explore the haunts and legends of New York.
Utica, Central New York's handshake city, where industry boomed thanks to boat traffic along the Erie Canal, and dozens of textile mills were built brick by brick and fueled by the waters of the Sequoit and Nail Creek. The fabrics produced in Utica were floated down the Erie and its feeder canals and streams to be sent out across the country. Utica gave the world the Union suit and Utica crib, and some of the hulking textile mills that made Utica the once second most powerful city in the Empire State still stand. What secrets do these huge brick landmarks hold to this day?
Well, Phil, I certainly recognize where we are. This is one of Utica's most iconic neighborhoods. The West End Saranac Brewery is here, the Boilermaker Finish Line, and I know this building as the shops at the finish line, but I've never been inside.
Well, actually, that's one of the things. This building is actually known as the historic Utica Globe Mill, and it has a lot of history to it that people just don't know about, including some rather interesting folklore.
Let's go inside and learn. And what exactly was produced here, do we know?
It was a woolen mill, so it was a lot of clothes and actually a lot of really fine like silk items as well. And it employed over 1,000 people, so it was a big...
And since we're just south of Columbia Square, this obviously was right along the canal, I imagine?
Yes.
Right along the Erie Canal?
Yes, and actually the Nail Creek runs right underneath us still to this day. And the middle was where the parking lot is now. It was a huge pond at the time.
And this also became one of the first buildings for SUNY IT, right?
Yes, yep.
So we have a lot of history here. What's some of the folklore and some of the unusual things that have happened here?
Well, we get a lot of we've actually had different paranormal investigations and stuff here. We get a lot of noises, a lot of lights going on and off, but we've also had disembodied voices. We actually have our own ghost equipment now, so we do a lot of stuff ourselves too. We've had mediums. We actually have a psychic medium that does readings here, and she's kind of given us a little history of who might be here. I think we've got more than one resident ghost. Few.
And do we suspect that they're former workers at the mill, or
some of them? She believes that there's a foreman who he's mostly on the second floor, and he gets a little irritated with us sometimes, I guess. And especially at
because you're not working, right?
Yeah,
get back to work.
I don't know. I guess we have too much fun. I guess. There is a child that we have a lot of evidence of, and we're not really sure if Bobby brought the child in, but the child's here quite a bit now, and we have his voice, EVPs, and we actually have some interesting pictures that look like it could even be a child's figure in them. Yeah, we have a lot of cool evidence. But.
And is there a particular time or time of the day, time of the year? Is it a nighttime haunting, or?
It's pretty much, honestly, we can pretty much say every day. I used to say it was around 4 to 5. I used to have a desk over in that area, and it seemed like between that hour, I'd hear a lot of activity upstairs from me. I don't know if that was quitting time back at the mill. I'm not sure, but.
Doesn't it have something to do with? Do you think it has something to do with all of the tragedies and accidents that occurred when the mill was active? Because I remember hearing about a fire that took it out the first time.
Yes, there was a fire that destroyed the whole mill, which wasn't as huge a complex until later, but it destroyed the mill and they rebuilt it. And there was also, we did research and found an elevator accident that was actually very gruesomely detailed in an obituary.
Wow.
We actually have it over there, and it just explains how the man was caught up in the elevator at the time. We still have it, actually, the pulley system.
The shaft or the...
Yeah, but his foot had gotten stuck, and some kids apparently had pushed the button, and he ended up dying in that accident. So, you know, we're not really sure if that's part of.
He could be the grumpy guy. That's
Could be. Well, what we've been told is that the grumpy guy who's here is actually the one that saw the accident happen.
How has working and spending all your days here in the shops at the finish line changed your feeling or thoughts on the paranormal world?
Well, actually, I've always kind of been interested in it, but not a firm believer of it. So when I started working here, there really wasn't much talk about it when I first started, but we'd hear, like, you can literally hear footsteps at night when no one's here but myself or two people, you know. And a lot of times we would leave the building, and I know I shut all the lights off. We'd get out there and there'd be a light back on, and so, but I would overlook that stuff as being other things until some more obvious things started happening, and now I'm totally a believer. Apparently the foreman hangs around on this floor, but on the third floor there's a spirit that actually our second medium won't even go up there.
Really?
She says that it's just, he doesn't want us in the back area, and she's like, I'm gonna...
Third floor, these are the original stairs, and is that a trap door I see?
Sure is.
And some of the writing on the wall, I can see that we were talking about some of the workers, they would just write their name, carve their name, and I can see that on the trap door as well. Is this the elevator shaft? Because I see the pulley system.
Yep, the original pulley system is still here.
So the elevator, the shaft has kind of been removed from down on the second floor. So this is kind of the remnant of what was there.
Yes, yeah.
So it's this entire back section that makes people feel uneasy, or
Especially the back corner.
this back corner here? Yep, okay, so here we are in the back corner of the building. Let's see if Dave can catch up with us. Or maybe Dave doesn't want to catch up with us.
See, this is where, at the time, after our first investigation we had, when we came back here to get cameras out and stuff, there was medical records all over the floor in this area. We have a picture just to show you guys. We were, Marcus and I and Lori were doing our own little investigation one night, and Marcus is standing right about where you are. And I was just taking pictures with my camera, and I took several at a time, just like you told me to do. And when I was going back, and he was at the time he was kind of antagonizing, and there was one picture of like a white mist going from the back of him up in the air, and it's just this thing like this, and then the picture right before and right after, there's nothing, but in that one picture it's cool.
This is where you said that grumpy guy is, right?
Yes.
It looks like there used to be a door or a window right
Yes,
There,
yep.
Yes, there was.
So, Sue, what do we know, if anything, about the basement here at the mill?
I don't really know a lot about it. You'll notice on the other side, there's apparently they used to the water used to run, from what I believe, underneath here. So there was some kind of, you'll see like a drainage system over there. I'm not sure how it worked, but I think the boats came right through underneath.
Wow.
Oh, no kidding. So so you think that Nail Creek was actually navigable underneath the
I
building?
believe so, yeah, if we're
Wow.
saying that right.
You generally avoid the basement, but you say that there have been some investigations down here?
Yes, yeah. So day-to-day basis, we're not sure what happens here, but during investigations, we've had a lot of people explain different experiences. But one time when I was here, we were using the Ovilus, and one of the girls that was with us started to feel a lot of anxiety and like she's gonna throw up. So Bobby, our psychic medium, actually brought her upstairs, and as soon as they went up the stairs, immediately we heard on the Ovilus, "Get out." So we all immediately followed her up the stairs.
So this here is, we're talking about a drainage system. This almost looks like a French drain, and that may be connected to Nail Creek that runs underneath us. Phil, from a folklore standpoint, there is certainly power in water and water underneath buildings. This is something you've encountered before.
Yes, there's a lot of belief in the paranormal community that water in like the environment or running water tends to cause an increase in activity. Now, a lot of this actually stems from original folklore back in the day, with ghosts tied closer to water, Lady of the Lake phenomena, and other sort of beliefs. Common woman in white. These are just prevalent in all cultures. So when we see flowing water, and it's just a natural association, the paranormal is going to be associated with that building or that area.
All right, this was great, Sue. I really appreciate you letting us come out.
We appreciate you coming.